In 1992, the 90th show that ever 90s the 90s came onto French television. The name of the program was Hélène et les Garçons. So iconic, so legendary, and such a representation and a core memory of a generation that a version of this show with the same actors is still on today. So, fun fact, I recorded this video, I filmed it. I did the screenshots and the everything and the thing. And then the computer said, no, absolutely not. You will start again. So here we are for the second time doing this. So Hélène et les Garçons, season 1, episode 7, called Jimmy. There's not going to be anything fancy, okay? I'm reading this, I put the screenshots up, and that's it. There was a whole la 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 wizard Liz, you know what it is, you can see it. So let's discuss Wizard Liz situation in the comments and how it relates to this episode in the comments because I'm not recording this again. I have work, and things to do. So we find Helen, Kathy, and Johanna in the windowless gym. Johanna is overexerting herself on the spin bicycle thingy, whatchamacallit. When the girls ask her why she's being all intense, Johanna reveals that she's clearly noticed that Cricry's eye has been roving towards Nathalie. Johanna thinks that she must change herself to be more like Nathalie, starting with her weight, as Christian calls her fatty as a matter of course. She wants to lose about 10 kilos. Don't ask me what that is in pounds. I don't care. You're only 3 countries. Get with the program. To that end, she is off to swim 10 Olympic pool lengths because, cycling makes your calves overly muscular, so you got to switch it up. So now she's going to go work on her arms. Back in the music dungeon of doom, Christian is impatient. Etienne and Nicolas are taking their sweet, sweet time, tuning their guitars or swapping out their strings or whatever it is they're doing. Time is of the essence, you see. Christian has a date with Nathalie. He's been talking to her regularly now that Johanna introduced them. If you remember last episode, he was kind of crushing on her, but they hadn't spoken yet. So he has arranged a date with this young lady, and it's taking place in 30 minutes, so they have to hurry up. He asks the boys if they can soften the blow for Johanna when she finds out. You see, because Christian wants to have a smooth transition from his ex-girlfriend to his new girlfriend. He doesn't want to be single in between, and he doesn't want to deal with the transition himself. A passed out Johanna returns from the swimming pool in the arms of the lifeguard. She started struggling in the water, he says. But Johanna quickly wakes up and is asking for her savior. She gets better real fast. She describes her rescue in a manner that I am only now realizing sort of infers that she had some kind of physical response to the sight of him, and that's why she nearly drowned. Um, she attributes the loss of consciousness to locking eyes with his beautiful peepers, more precisely. Unimpressed, her savior makes to leave because he finds the whole situation kind of weird. Kathy can't believe that Johanna did that, And Helen feels sorry for any man Joanna sets her eye on. None of them had seen this lifeguard before. Both Kathy and Helen state that he is not really their type. But what of Christian? They ask. All this diet and exercise is to retain Christian's attention. If on the way she meets the true love of her life, who is she to stand in destiny's way? Joanna thinks the lifeguard fancies her too. Why? Simply because of the way he held her in his burly, strong arms while she was unconscious. Kathy jokes that perhaps he was in pain from having to carry her extra 10 kilos. Joanna's ready to leave. She's kind of hungry. You see, to lose weight faster, she hasn't eaten in 3 days and really fancies a sandwich right now. At the windowless cafeteria, Christian awaits Nathalie. Another woman invites herself to his table. Her name is Sophie. Christian says, "Please, please, I don't have time for you right now. Please leave, I'm waiting for someone." And she says, "Don't worry, I'll be gone before she gets here. I'm used to it." What does that mean? I am very confused by what that statement means. But for now, this is all we know about Sophie. She's trying to have a chit chat with Christian about his band, but he is being curt, dismissive, and sarcastic with her. Sophie wants to sit in at one of their rehearsals with her friend, but Christian absolutely refuses. No girls allowed. She is very disappointed. "Get out of here! She's here," he says. The minute Nathalie walks in, Christian ignores Sophie and goes to greet her with very nervous, small head energy. Just as she is about to exchange her very first, very friendly kiss with Christian, she recognizes someone behind him. "Sophie!" It turns out that Nathalie and Sophie are very good friends from school. So after a quick catch up, Nathalie asks if she has met Christian. And of course, she says yes. All three sit down, but Nathalie is so happy to see her old friend that she kind of makes Christian feel left out. She doesn't really engage with him. Johanna arrives full of energy. She has news on the lifeguard, who is incredibly called Jimmy. That grown-ass man is supposed to be a 20-year-old, by the way. Kathy can't believe that Johanna went to the gym specifically to find out information about the lifeguard. Johanna also got a date with him out of her visit. He will be at the windowless cafeteria in about an hour. She said that the girls were coming too, because, she doesn't want to be considered a slut, because this is the 90s. And, just behaving like a normal person, if you're a woman, that means you're a slut. At the windowless cafe, Nathalie and Sophie are yapping it up, and Christian's plans have failed. Their reminiscing is pissing him off. What a twat. Sophie asks Christian how he met Nathalie. "Ooh, he's been chasing after me for a week now," volunteers Nathalie, and Christian is horrified. "Lucky for you," says Sophie. "I've been trying to shoot my shot for a month." Christian appears to lose his entire mind. His shot with Nathalie and more. Nathalie refers to Etienne, Nicolas, and Christian, plus José, of course, as the playboys of the uni. Christian is completely embarrassed. When Nathalie tells Sophie that all three lads have girlfriends, Christian jumps up. "Oh, no, no, not I. I don't have a girlfriend." "Oh, so who's the American girl who's always with you?" Christian is clearly wishing the ground would swallow him whole right now. Nathalie lays all praise on Johanna, who befriended her the first and who is oh so funny and friendly and kind. "You're sure you're not dating?" she asks again, and Christian once again swears he's single. So, Sophie gets in there. What a coincidence! I am single too. When Natalie asks if she can sit in during rehearsals with Christian's band, Sophie repeats what Christian told her. Ah, no, you see, they take their music very seriously. No girls allowed, no guests at rehearsals. That's when Jimmy arrives for his date with Johanna, wearing a very familiar sweater. Natalie and Sophie immediately notice him. Wow, wow. While the girls drool, Christian is even in more trouble. Joanna and her chaperones have arrived. Christian has to hide. Christian has to hide. Jimmy is delighted to be in the company of three beautiful women. Christian appears to be having a panic attack on, on his end. He wants to leave and get a burger, but Natalie thinks it is a little bit early for hamburgers. Remember, this is 1992. It's not quite that common to just randomly have go to Burger King or McDonald's in the middle of the day. As he tries to sneak out with Natalie and Sophie, Natalie sees Helen and walks towards their table. Sophie now understands why Christian was hiding under the table. Christian switches hiding places and switches the table for a bush, while Sophie meets everyone and Joanna introduces Jimmy. For his second attempt at escape, Christian is caught by Joanna. He reluctantly rejoins the group. His anxiety is sky high. Hey, he volunteers. I asked Natalie and Sophie to have drinks with me, he lies. But Sophie, in her infinite candor, corrects him and says that she wasn't invited and she was barely welcome. And he was supposed to be meeting Natalie alone. Joanna finds Christian's obvious lying and discomfort amusing for some reason. Oh, yes, disrespect. How fun. Helen introduces Jimmy and explains how he and Joanna met. Now, without ever asking how Joanna is, expressing concern for her health, or finding out exactly why Joanna drowned or nearly drowned, Christian lowers his voice and channels his inner John Wayne and introduces himself after Helen tells him that Jimmy is Joanna's new favorite now. Christian is at the lad's unlikely accommodation and he is sulking. He is upset. Etienne is exactly Etienne says that this is exactly what you wanted. Why the long face? You see, they just got home from their group dinner, and Nicolas remarks that Christian barely said two words the whole evening. Christian confesses that he's not so fond of Nathalie after all. Her friendship with Sophie bothers him. And you see, by speaking the truth, she embarrassed him, so he doesn't like her anymore. Etienne says, Aren't you in love with her? And Christian says, I was never in love with her. I simply wanted to help her because she was lonely and by herself in the big city. Now that he's free from fatty Joanna, he should be happy. She has a lifeguard and he can move on remorse free, right? Oh yeah, Jimmy. He's kind of a himbo in Christian's opinion. Nicolas is not so fond of the lad either. He thinks he smiles at Helen too much. Both Nicolas and Christian admit that they are jealous of the attention Jimmy is getting from all the girls. Nicolas asks if seeing Joanna be fond of somebody else or fawn over someone else um, made Christian realize that he's in fact in love with her, and Christian gets really angry, relax completely. This Jimmy person is not her type. Joanna shouldn't be with someone like that. He's too dumb for her. He's too tall for her, etc., etc., etc. With some primo line reading, The boys find Joanna climbing the drain pipe. I absolutely had to speak to you, she says. She didn't want him to think that he was rightfully dumped. And she says, I was just trying to make you jealous. You know you'll always be my cri-cri d'amour. This episode is problematic on so many levels. So I'm not recording my whole like this is how this episode relates to the Wizard Liz bit because I'm just exhausted. I've redone this video 3 times. I'm not doing it. No, I'm done for today. So, sorry, this was a little bit rushed and this was a little bit basic, but I hope that you will go to the AB Productions website, Génération Sitcom, and watch this episode in its original version. Make sure that you tweak your subtitles so they will be in English, and I will see you the next time I have time. Bye bye.